Dear friends, welcome back again to another short lecture. This time the lecture is on the topic Harlem Renaissance or Renaissance, which is a landmark event in the development of African American literature and cultural politics of identity. Actually, this term is used to describe the flowering of African American literature, music and dance, which took place in the 1920s in the district named New York's Harlem. Basically, the backdrop of the First World War is to be taken into account while we talk about the Harlem Renaissance. After the abolition of slavery, some 5 decades went past, and the slavery was abolished some 50 years before. Many black intellectuals and artists, they thought that the time had come for them for the final emancipation of African Americans in all spheres of life. And they came to think about and they came to demand the full recognition of their right to equal status in America's social and cultural life. Actually, the movement called the Harlem Renaissance or Renaissance started off with 2 great progenitors of the movement. First is James Weldon Johnson, who was a diplomat, a poet, an author, and his great writing is titled The Autobiography of an Ex-Colored Man. The Autobiography of an Ex-Colored Man, which appeared in 1912. And the second leader of the movement, as we all know, is W.E.B. Du Bois, who introduced the concept of double consciousness, which was later used effectively by the post-colonial writers like Franz Fanon and others. And he is the author, W.B. Du Bois is the author of The Souls of Black Folk, which appeared in 1903, which powerfully or vehemently argued for social justice for the blacks. And these 2 people constituted the old generation of the Harlem Renaissance. And, the movement's manifesto but appeared only with the publication of a work by Alain Locke, his anthology titled The New Negro, which appeared as late as 1925. And in this work, Alain Locke called for the incorporation of the African artistic heritage as an enrichment of the American culture. And among those people, the writers, musicians, and other performers connected with the Renaissance were the novelist Jean Toomer, the famous celebrated author of Cain, which appeared in 1923, Claude McKay, another great writer who wrote Home to Harlem in 1928, Nella Larsen, Quicksand, famous work, and also the poet Countee Cullen, and a host of artists, musicians, performers, and black intellectuals. They actively participated in this movement called Harlem Renaissance. But the 2 outstanding writers of the movement were Langston Hughes and Zora Neale Hurston. Hughes was primarily, a poet, but eventually he branched out into other fields of writing like drama, fiction, and personal memoir. He was the most multi-talented, while Hurston's Their Eyes Were Watching God, a celebrated book which appeared in 1937, is generally regarded as the greatest single product of the Harlem Renaissance. But the death knell of the Harlem Renaissance was sounded with the Great Depression of the 1930s. With that, everything came to a grinding halt. That's all about the Harlem Renaissance. Thank you.